wants to break into song right now?
I know I do.
I have a song in my head about Cruella, and I'll just leave it at that. But welcome back, guys. Storm here.
Mom here. Hi.
Kimmy here.
Hi, ladies. How are you today?
Hi.
We're
doing
fine.
great.
Soon we'll be back on the couch. I know we've been doing this for a while on Zoom. We miss being together, and I am just social distancing right now because I went to a big wedding and have been seeing a bunch of people for a bit the last couple weeks. So anyways, we're just taking it, easy and just being careful. But I can't wait to see you ladies on the couch for real.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
Gonna be awesome.
Yes, soon,
and
hopefully.
honestly, we've been doing very well with Zoom. It changes the whole dynamic on how we react. I mean, we have our own window. We're zoomed in more so you can see our faces more. When we're on the couch, I feel like we feed off each other more, which I think is also fun. So I can't wait to do that.
Next to you, girls. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. And then acrobatics as well for Kimmy. I always love that very much. We all get very excited. We miss your air kick actions.
That's right.
So we're going to be watching 101 Dalmatians. This is the 1961 movie.
Oh, wow.
The old animated classic.
That's why I remember that.
I have to say, I'm excited. I haven't seen this movie since I was a child.
And
I remember certain things. Yeah, you probably saw parts of it with me.
I saw it, but I didn't see it as a child. I think I saw it when my daughter was little.
Now, I think either way, I don't think you guys are going to remember much from it just because it was so long ago. I am curious to see what you remember.
I mean, I've read the children's books to the kids, or
that's right.
You have different adaptations, but it's pretty much from Disney, so it should be the same storyline.
But you have seen the actual Disney movie.
Yes,
you have seen that too.
That's right.
This old one, yes.
So I started thinking of the different names, and I don't want to quiz you guys because I want you guys to go in pure, and we'll talk about it afterwards. But I started thinking about the different characters, and I'm like, oh my god, I remember a lot of the names. How crazy! Because I honestly haven't seen this since single digits. I mean, holy crap, it was so long ago. So I think we should just get into this, shall we?
Yes,
let's do it.
I did open it up on Wikipedia. We're not going to actually read the description this time. We go back and forth. I know we contradict it, but some people want us to read the descriptions, but a lot of people also tell us they don't like us being spoiled. I see both sides, though, because I do think it's nice going in knowing a bit, because that also gets us excited and hyped for a certain film, especially for ones that aren't so famous, so popular, because there are some movies that are underdogs that are really freaking good as well. But I don't know if you're going to know anyone in the cast. We have Betty Lou Gerson, Lisa Davis, Kate Bauer, Ben Wright, Martha Wentworth, J. Pat O'Malley.
Martha Wentworth, maybe.
And then Rod Taylor, David Frankham. So there's a lot of, it's an older movie too. So there's people in here that we're not used to hearing about. Ben Wright,
Pat O'Malley, I've heard of him.
All right, so I think we should just get into it, shall we?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're watching on Disney Plus today, 101 Dalmatians.
Oh, it looks like a zoner.
Very unusual. Oh, well, I do say. Now there's a fancy breed.
Oh, shit.
The most beautiful creature on 4 legs.
Oh, yes.
He's not even looking at the Akima.
Well.
I did that with you, Mom, when I was a kid, remember? You were like...
Hurry. Boy, he's anxious.
Nope. They're all there.
No, not that one.
Oh no! Oh boy! What an impression!
Oh my goodness!
It worked.
Oh.
Unto her so long.
Oh, look at that.
I will.
Aww.
For the first 6 months or so.
Anita, darling.
Poor man. He's
boy.
Her coat.
They're smoking hookah. Oh my gosh, how rude.
I wish we weren't having any.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
anxious father.
Yeah.
Oh my god, his bag is popping away.
11.
He's just gonna go cross-eyed.
Wait.
Wait a minute now, wait. 15.
15.
It's you rascal.
Look, Pongo.
Oh, cute.
Anita!
15.
Oh, she's back.
Were you stalking us?
Oh, well, in that case, I'll take them all, the whole litter. Just name your price, dear.
I'm afraid we can't give them up.
You idiot!
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, I tell you.
Ah, it broke the
Oh
window.
my gosh, she's
terrible.
such a witch. Oh, look at that. It's so cute.
They are.
Oh.
Aw.
Little tails wagging.
I'm hungry, Mother. Now, Rolly.
Aw.
Dinner.
No,
But
it's
I am
cute.
just the same. Lucky, get down.
Oh my gosh, that's cute.
I'm not sleepy. I'm hungry.
She's hungry.
We're from the gas company. Electric. Eh?
Electric company is the gas company.
See how it's
Never
written.
mind.
Oh, yes, Mum, I know. You see, now come off it, Ducky. We got
Good
no
for
time
her.
to palaver. We got a job to do. Excuse me.
Oh.
The puppets,
yeah.
they're gone.
Oh.
That's it. Somebody help me in.
Aw.
Oh, the poor.
Oh. Got her phone too.
You see your
God, look at it.
Jasper.
Shut up, you idiot.
What?
Oh, no, not you, miss. What are you doing there?
Why, you imbecile.
You know what? Return him.
Birdie, we're in luck. It's the Great Dane at Hampstead.
Come on now, we're going home.
So that's what's really going on.
Oh, poor thing.
My dog's going to barking fit.
The twilight bark.
I'll sound the alert.
So don't stop your dog from barking.
That's a good.
I love it. All dogs.
That's great.
Aw, they look like
Oh my goodness.
Lady and the Tramp.
Anything for 15 years of
All
puppies.
dogs unite.
They got it out there.
I'll bark all night if I have to.
Sounds like the elephant of Jungle Book.
I say, Sergeant! It's an alert. Come along, Tibbs, on the double.
Yes, sir. Righto, sir.
Well, tonight, out you give you a corridor. Let's walk.
Oh boy.
Look at his cake.
Boy.
It's fast.
Yeah.
Be careful.
And they actually do
Ooh,
go through it. Ooh.
Careful, careful.
Any way you like, poison them, drown them, bash them in the head.
Oh,
Got any chloroform?
God.
Not a drop. And no ether.
Oh, I'm
Ether.
sick.
Either.
It's pretty dark. Like, very
This
dark.
is
I
terrible.
tell you. What a witch.
Time in 10 questions, you will receive 2 weeks vacation at
Oh,
a
they're gonna
fashionable
get
seaside resort,
no,
all
no,
expenses
no,
paid.
too many.
That is
Dear,
He's got a lot of work to do.
something of a violent nature. No, that is.
Being quiet, that's good.
Come on. This one, baby. Come on.
Oh no.
You can't even
He's
get
a
up.
big boy. He's
on,
a
baby,
big
you can do
one.
it.
Oh
Would it be
no.
Move that piece of wood.
Grab a torch. We'll run them down before you can say
Torch.
Bob's your uncle.
A flashlight.
Oh, I was gonna say, to torch the house.
Come out wherever you are.
Oh, good. Tibbs.
Sweetie.
Hey, Horace. There they go.
Oh, darn it.
Oh, you don't want to mess with Mama and Daddy's babies.
By the hyenas.
Hyenas.
I'm right behind you, lad.
Ooh.
Right his nose.
Aw.
Oh, look at you.
Safe distance.
Whoa, whoa.
Pants.
Oh, boy. Sure she couldn't run.
Rolly, you little rascal.
Did you bring me anything to eat?
Oh, that's always worried about.
15?
He's
Where's
hungry.
that many, Dad? Now there's 99 of them.
Aim.
Oh, yeah.
Fire.
Good. That was
Good weapon to
wonderful.
have.
Good.
Oh, boy, here she comes.
She's so crazy with her angry car.
There she is.
Richard, idiots.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry too.
He doesn't say anything else.
Mother, we're hungry. We're hungry.
Oh, boy. Oh,
Oh,
my goodness.
Oh,
see, I've been hungry the longest.
Oh, my God, look at him. It's a big one.
Don't worry, kids.
Forward.
well rested. Got some milk in their bellies.
Yeah, that's smart.
Good. That's smart.
It's got to be her. She's the only one that's anxious enough. Yep.
Jeez. Crazy.
You don't die along the way.
Whoa.
She's so cute.
I know, love it.
Now that's enough. Not too many at a time.
Oops.
Rolly, hold on, son. You're only half.
Oh, it's always rolling.
Yes, he's always rolling.
Stay right with me, kids.
Dunk.
She's always looking through that
look
window.
at that face, the spirit of the
Lurking. Oh,
Get them out, get them
Come
out.
on, come on, come on. And pretty left,
scoot
right?
him
Yeah.
out. Scoot him out.
Quickly, quickly.
Oh, no, not her.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's going to be...
Quickly, get away. No. God, thank God. The crazy lady.
Oh my god, like they kill them all that
Oh,
way.
she's going to dinge. Good.
Whoops.
Bye-bye.
Her eyes. The fire.
It's just still going.
Just
Oh.
Now you can-
Like nothing left.
Good.
They're so dirty.
Oh my God, yes.
There's a whole lot more.
Look, Anita, puppies everywhere.
Well, where did they all come from?
Oh, Pongo, you all
He thinks it's Rapunzel.
We'll keep them.
This little house.
Oh my God. They're home.
Yay.
Oh, that was good. That was really good.
That's sweet.
Oh, God.
That was beautiful.
What
that
a
was good.
sweet story.
Oh, the
I
villain,
love
the
stories
crazy
like
lady.
that. I love
Me
it.
too.
So when your dog is barking out of control in your house or even out in public, there's a reason behind it.
That's right. I'm just going to
Interrupt
let
the
my
twilight
dog do
bark.
it.
Although the twilight bark is at twilight, so during the day it's okay.
Yeah, that's right.
That was so
The
cute.
bark line.
Now, I love it. I see that the other 101 Dalmatians that came out in the 90s, 1996, I haven't seen that one. We're watching on Disney Plus and that pop-up is on, but
That was very good.
I'm sure we're going to get requests for that next, but I'm so happy you guys requested this version, the 1961 animated classic.
good, yeah.
Yes,
Thank you for
thanks,
voting for it.
guys.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that. There are a lot
I
of
did
things
too.
that I remember, but there's a lot of things
Me
I
too.
don't remember too. How about you guys?
Same here.
Yeah, same here too. Yeah.
I forgot about the bark line. The
Mhm.
That's
Twilight
right, me too,
line. or
yes.
Twilight
the
bark.
Alert. Twilight bark. I forgot about that.
That was good.
That was
What a
cute.
great
That
idea.
was good. That was so good. Yeah.
That saved them. That saved the day.
Sure
and
did.
Tibbs was really phenomenal.
He was behind everything. He was
He
like
was
the
everything,
hero.
yeah.
I mean, I love the Colonel too, and he was old, and I know he was probably good in his time. And I love how the animals have like human roles in this, where you have the cops going in, the detectives going in, and Tibbs was the hero. He risked his life. Not only that, but he's a cat amongst all these puppies, so he could have been chewed up or something. Although that wasn't the point, but he went in and he risked his life to save all these puppies. He was smart, stealthy, and he snuck them out. I forgot about the cat being in this. I even think I had a Tibbs stuffed animal. I think I had a Tibbs stuffed animal back in the day too. Yeah,
I'm sure you did, being a cat.
Animation, the animation was wonderful. I love how we followed Pongo and Purdy, and they could talk. And I couldn't really remember if the dogs talked in this or if it was just a narrative, like in the beginning how it started, where Pongo was narrating but his lips weren't moving. He was just telling the beginning of a story, and then he started talking afterwards. So I kind of was guessing on that. I couldn't remember if he did talk or not, so I'm happy that there was a good mix there where we are learning about this world and through a pet's eyes or a dog's eyes, looking at their pets, which are their owners, the humans.
I love that.
Yeah, so that was fun to see. And how smart the animals are. And that's Disney for you, but how the humans don't really understand how smart they are. And Cruella's like, there's no way they're that smart. And even Horace was saying the same thing. Like, he was like, oh, well, maybe they are hiding on the ice or something about the tracks. Maybe they were on the river somewhere.
Right, Jasper said that, and I was like, no, come on.
Yeah, and it's like, no way. Then, oh, maybe they did disguise themselves. Oh, there's no way they're that smart. There's no way they can do that. So Cruella was like, no way. And she was very shocked. That was cool to see.
How evil is she? Oh, my word.
She was a great villain.
Yeah, she was.
And insulting.
Crazy.
Extremely rude. And, I mean, eccentric is one way to say it, but she was, like, insane. I love her.
Oh, my goodness.
Like, full-on criminal, obsessed over these dogs. And right from the start, we know she's bad.
Yes, definitely.
Right when she comes in.
Yeah,
dominates.
So rude in the house, and how she just takes over, and people are afraid of her.
Yeah,
yeah,
she's very fake, and Anita, or Anita, darling, like that's her quote.
Right, yeah.
And she tries to act all friendly, but it's so shallow, and she gets right down to business. Even seeing the first puppy, and she's like, "Oh, this hideous rat. There's no spots at all. Like, what is this? Oh, golly, so disgusted." And I love how the owners realized right away that, ooh, yeah, this is bad news, because
right, yes.
For her to be that off, like to be that put off of how they look, there's no way she could love them.
Yeah, no. Roger didn't want him to give,
I was so proud of Roger.
Yes. Right,
even though he was like mocking her up above with his new tune.
That was so funny.
That was a riot. He was afraid of her as well, but he stuck up. He was very. He was very scared talking to her, but he got it out.
He was stern.
He was adamant that he was not selling those puppies.
That's right.
I was happy to see that. I didn't like him cowering so much, but it was showing us, and it's good for kids to see too, that you have to stand up for yourself sometimes, especially when you have someone this evil. And she was so extraordinary because in a kid's eye, like you could tell, like right away, no questions asked, that she's truly evil, and he had to stand up to her. So most people would get nervous and stumble, but he stood his ground, and he got all the words out that he needed to say, and he stood there the whole time when she was yelling at him. How insulting is she? And then she's calling him an idiot and stuff, and just insulting his work.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Man.
And that's one big thing back in the the older cartoons. They were they used those words. Now they don't use them as much, but
it's
for
so
kids'
funny.
cartoons, right?
How things have changed, but now it's different because in certain cartoons, I mean, there's just so much to talk about there too, because a lot of cartoons nowadays are adult cartoons, and you have swears and everything. I mean, this is rated G, and it's way back when, and they're not swearing, but they have a lot of dark things. Like talking about killing. Oh, they're going to knock us off, and skinning, and how are we going to kill them? And they're going to be fur coats, and we're going to steal them. We're going to kidnap them. We're breaking into a house, and it's a lot of fearful things that I'm sure will give kids nightmares. But it's stuff that does happen, and I mean, I hope not the dog thing, but I'm sure. I mean, look at all the other furs that are out there. So to have this in a children's movie, It's pretty horrifying.
Yeah,
It really
and it's
is.
fantastic that love prevailed and goodness prevailed. I kind of wish they kind of showed that DeVille was being carted off into jail or something like that, or something more than just crashing her car and yelling at Horace and Jasper.
I mean, she almost killed a guy. She's crazy at driving. Didn't even care about the guy at all. Like, that's how greedy she is. Like, she's proud. She wants her prize, and she will get it no matter what. And
she's really the imbecile, because how do you not think that people aren't going to connect the dots? Scotland Yard was already investigating her. In car crashes, this truck is going to say, "Mama was following me." Like, all the dots are going to go right to her.
Dots has spots. So I know, like, certain things we're not supposed to think about, but obviously she would be.
It would have been just a little bit, wonderful to see her being,
in jail or something. At least in jail. I mean, also Disney gets dark where they kill people off too, especially parents. So this is the first time the parents actually survived. They were fine, and Cruella, I thought she was going to die at the bridge because I couldn't remember what happened to her. So I'm like, oh, maybe she dies when she goes off the bridge. She was lucky there. I wish there was more for her character at the end.
Too evil to die.
Yeah, too evil. Like, I wish she did get arrested or something at least. But, like, she was so perfect for her character, and to show how proud, desperate, and angry, crazy she was, like, that was perfect for her to just go nuts and lose all sensibility to get these dogs. Like, no matter what, no dog can outsmart me. It was more like a pride thing at that point where I'm like, I'm getting these guys, and they can't outsmart me. And, just risking other people's lives and almost killing that driver. Trying to push him off the cliff. I'll kill all the dogs all at once. Who cares if you kill that human too? But, yeah, like, she was definitely a lot of fun. Scary, spiky hair.
That's right. And it's funny, for Horace, he thought that the dogs were in disguise, and they were, and Jasper just thought the opposite.
Yeah, it shows that Horace was, like, actually the smart one.
Yes,
although he was saying things that were far-fetched. You wouldn't think that. Dogs are really smart, but they don't, think like that, like a human would, to actually make a disguise and hide on the ice to cover their tracks.
And those two guys were so silly.
They were.
Their big noses, so stylized. It was so funny. And then even their eyes were dark yellow. Their teeth were yellow. Their skin tone. It wasn't even like their skin color. Like, they just looked like they were dirty all the way through to make them look even more evil. And I know older Disney was more stylized like that, where the villains looked like unhealthy and pure evil, like evil eyes, sharp eyes, and just sharp features, and ugly, and then you have these adorable animals and beautiful people, and
that's right.
I do enjoy the classic Disney, though. I mean, it was a different age, and we learned from that, and things are so different now.
That sure is.
Yeah, but I loved the beginning, the romantic part of Pongo, where he wanted his pet to have a perfect match, and he found his perfect match as well.
Yeah,
and you go with the owner, and
so good.
It was such a riot to just see all the different. Oh no, she's not right. No, she's not.
How they match their owner, like I love that, and it's true. A lot of dogs do match their owner. I think that's so fun, and the personality, not always, but I do agree with that sometimes, or most times, I do see that as well. And more exact in this, where it was an exact replica that was perfect with the hairstyle and the posture, and even down to what they were wearing, the poodle. And speaking of how different everyone was, like every match, you had all kinds of people, their dogs matching exactly, and almost down to personality too, right? And then you have this Twilight bark that unifies all dogs, and I just adore. I love that concept because it makes you think of people. Everyone coming together to help out, and it's neat how they're like, oh well, they go by humans first. Like, okay, well the humans can't carry this out. They don't have any information or can't find the puppy, so now it's up to us dogs.
We got to do it.
And even the poodle, which was like the fancy kind of like, I guess uppity, yeah, like this,
Yeah.
this fancy poodle
High
that
class.
I would think, and that's stereotyping too, but would think that wouldn't even care to help in the twilight, like, oh, I'm not going to bark or anything to help out. But they all got together. It didn't
That's
matter
good.
to help
One of
save
them
these
did.
puppies. So that was amazing. And if
That's
that
good.
didn't happen, they never would have found the puppies.
That's right.
That's absolutely true.
And they were all
And
good,
they all
loyal
came
dogs.
together right
Yeah.
out to the countryside, from
Yeah.
London all the way out
All
to
of
the
them
country.
carried the message.
That's
Not
right.
like,
And good for
oh,
Tibbs at the end.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
Tibbs was
he helped
great.
them
And
so much.
him even listening to the Colonel and being like, oh, well, maybe we should listen again. I think there was 2 barks. No, it was 1 bark, And then, like, going back, maybe we
Yes,
should listen
very
to it.
respectful. Yeah.
Yeah, so he actually tries to listen and understand barking, too. And the horse, the Colonel was, or the captain, he was the captain. Yeah, and he was, like their own team back in the day or something.
right,
They still had so much respect for the Colonel. That was fun. So some
I
humor
like the
there.
cows too. The cows
Oh
opened
yes,
their
and then when they
milk.
wound up in the dairy barn, that
That's
was
right.
adorable.
Everyone's
That
there
was
to help
cute.
out.
Oh,
And that
yes.
was wonderful to see. The world doesn't
That was
always
cute.
work like that, but you always hope that there are heroes, that there are wonderful people
That's
that
right.
will help you out in a dire situation. And
Absolutely,
I just love
and
that
they
feeling.
and they just felt like they wanted to give so much more, but they only had so much to offer. But what they did was really help them. They survived
sure did.
with their help.
Now, I'm
Yeah.
curious, what did you guys think about 101 Dalmatians, literally the number? Like, what did you think that was about? How were there going to be 101 Dalmatians? Because you kind of assumed there was going to be 101, right?
Yes,
Right,
yes,
absolutely.
definitely, yes.
And well, I knew that because I've seen
There's
this
more.
before a million years ago, but
Gotcha.
yeah, they took 99. Those guys wound up capturing 99 pups,
Yeah,
and
they
then
did.
Pongo and Purdy were the 101.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know when I first saw this. I was like, how are they gonna? Oh my God, this
Yeah,
little
me too. I
puppy
thought it was
couple's gonna have
15.
101 of them.
I was like, what?
That's-
What do you think, Mom? When you first saw this or heard of it?
Years. When I first saw this, I thought it was just going to be 15. And I said, well, why only 15? But then I realized later on they had more that they had
Yeah.
stolen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't think like Roger, where Roger said, "Ah, Pongo boy, you did
That's
well."
right.
I
Yeah,
love
he said
that. I know,
too,
because
yes.
being a child when I first saw this, I thought there were a lot of puppies in one family. I thought that maybe it was over time or something. And I thought they, like Pongo and Purdy, had 99 puppies or
A
something.
whole bunch of
So
them.
I wasn't sure, and I didn't really think about it too much. But I thought that would be a good question because I'm like, yeah, because 101 Dalmatians, you're like, why is there 101? Unless they were breeders and they had a lot of dogs and they bred them. Maybe if adults were watching, because I wonder if anyone, please let us know what you thought about that. Like when you first heard of 101 Dalmatians, what did you think that meant? 101, yes, and counting, but how? Like, why would there be 101? Pet store, a breeder, and
I realized later.
happy ending. I love how they were able to make money off of Roger's songs and
Yes.
that one hit
That's
with
right.
Cruella de Vil.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yes,
Cruella
yes.
de Vil. If she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will. I love that so
right.
much. Like, that is
She did.
so freaking catchy.
That was
And
good.
I forgot how Roger was so upbeat and fresh and how he
that's
would
right.
tease his wife. I just love that. And he just kept going
was
with the
good.
music and how he hid from Cruella the whole time. He's like, she's crazy. There's no way I'm going to hang out with her down here. Like, he just
That's
stayed
right,
up in
yes.
his room the entire time playing
for
and
him.
really blaring his music. And that was just awesome. And anyways, like, I'm happy that that song was successful. And
Yes, it is.
and
Very good.
it was wonderful because it got back at her. You know, they did a song about her. That's probably why they didn't show what happened to her, because she wound up getting, you know, what she asked for. You know, she went in jail. He got the song. It was great.
Yeah.
And hopefully he doesn't get sued over it, but it's like, oh, well, it's not a copyrighted name, right? I don't know. I don't know how that works, but I'm glad it was successful. They made money off it, and now they're able to get a farm to actually support all these puppies.
Yes.
And hopefully they can give them all equal attention, because I kept thinking, it's an animated movie, but I'm just like, well, how are you going to give attention to all 101 dogs?
Oh, pretty.
My
And
gosh,
then
oh my God.
Nanny, she's gonna be like loving
She's going to love it.
Oh, Nanny, I love
gonna-
Nanny.
Absolutely love
She's
it.
so- Yeah.
A few times. The animation, hands down, is beautiful. I love classic Disney. The energy in this, because it's a lot older, you can really see it in the lines of every drawing that it's kind of shaky, but it keeps the energy alive, and I love that.
That's good.
It's solid. There are a lot of times, again, this is before computer animation, right? So you have a lot of recycled animation where you have a ton of drawings of different dogs, but they would use the same drawing and recycle it and use it over and over and over again in different parts and different spots in the same picture, and then, you know, just keep cycling it through and through, so that way they wouldn't have to keep reanimating it. Like, it would change up a little bit. I don't know if a lot of people noticed that. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that at all. I was looking for it too.
No,
yeah, I wasn't looking for it.
Yeah.
There are a few things, just like Jungle Book, where like Mowgli, a couple times when he laughs and he's like ha ha ha, and his legs kick out, like he kicks out both before he sits down when he's laughing. Like, that happened a couple times in the Jungle Book, and a few other things. But in this one, it was mainly the running, where Pongo and Purdy, a couple times, they had this really cool way that they were running, kind of 3/4 and kind of intense, and that happened a few times I saw with Pongo. And just with a ton of puppies running across the terrains, the different terrains, you would see the same image in different locations. But for normal people not looking for that, you know, that don't look for animation, not for animation, but like don't look for that kind of stuff, like you wouldn't notice it.
I didn't notice it at all. No.
Yeah, and I kept noticing it, and it just really worked well though, because they would change it up a little bit in certain times just to make sure that you wouldn't really see it. Like, sometimes the collars would change, and so that was actually a smart way to go about it, to animate it faster. Because to animate all those dogs separately would take a lot longer.
Disney's masters at it.
Yeah, and the stylized way they drew the dogs too, with Pongo and Purdy, and how they drew their snouts where their mouths would disappear sometimes when their mouths were closed. I remember liking that as a kid, and I would always draw Pongo and Purdy. I don't know if, well, Mom keeps a lot of pictures. I doubt you have those.
I do too. I have a lot of
things. Yes.
Authentic Dawn cards. I saved them, sure.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I just had drawings all over the place, but I always loved the style, and it's a wonderful movie, and it's a good feeling. Like, it's a fun movie, and it has its scary moments and dark moments, but the beginning, like you said, Kim, I really enjoyed a lot. The romance behind it was fun. I mean, perfect setup, and it doesn't always happen like that in real life, but in Disney World, like actual world.
That's right. We just dive in there and go for it. Yeah.
You know, the dogs and the humans got along great.
That's right.
But it was also fun that it wasn't like, oh, hi, instantly in love. They actually had calamity through Pongo first, got upset, and then started laughing afterwards, and were compatible. Right, so that was fun to see as well. Do you have a favorite puppy? Not that we're going to remember the names, but...
I would say they're all so cute. I like the chubby one. What was his name?
Or something.
Yeah, I think he was Rolly.
Rolly. Okay, yes, Rolly.
Lucky was adorable.
Lucky was adorable. He had the U shape, the U dots in the back. Patch. I always loved Patch. As a kid, I even had a Patch stuffed animal. So I don't know if it was because of that, but he was kind of like not the wise one, but fresh one, where, you know, he would swear a little bit, and you know, kind of
Mom was
more assertive.
I had
you didn't get that from your mother.
I had Patch, I think. I can't find him. He's downstairs someplace.
Yeah, I know. We used to have stuffed animals. Mom keeps everything. I'm like, oh my God, you still have that. It's so cool.
Downstairs in the basement.
Yeah. I'm so happy we watched this. It's been way too long. I was so young when I first saw this, and it really brought back good memories. I did remember bits and pieces here and there, but I didn't remember the whole journey back.
Yeah.
And the dogs talking a lot. I just remember them just like running away from the bad guys, and
yeah, and I forgot about the Twilight Bark. That was great.
The Twilight Bark.
That's very good.
I love that.
Yeah, me too. I love that, and I forgot about it until right before it happened. And I'm like, oh yeah, the Twilight Bark. How can you forget the Twilight Bark? So that's pretty cool.
And I think I had the DVD downstairs too.
Oh yeah, or maybe the VHS. You probably have the VHS.
Oh, that's right, VHS.
Yeah, because we had a lot of VHS tapes growing up.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
I wonder if they're worth anything now. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll see you very soon as always. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil. Hi, Maui on me.